I just started the 3-month kind of step-by-step thing last week. So I'm trying to stay on track with that. But yeah, no, I've really been enjoying kind of the videos and the step-by-step directions of like all the different practice problems and things like that. It's a fun time.
Great, great. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm glad to help. What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now?
I think for me, it's mostly just like setting time aside to study because I work a full-time job and I'm just trying to like balance that type of lifestyle of like how many hours to dedicate. But yeah, as far as like the sections go, I think I'm equally just mediocre in all of that. And so I'm just trying to work on one by one. So I think logic games I'm actually like better than the other two sections, I would say. So yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad games are going well. Then with regard to the time that you're devoting, how many hours would you say that you're doing per day or per week?
I'm doing like an hour and a half per day. I really want to get that up to like a solid like 2.5, 3 hours. So trying to fit that into my schedule of like when to actually do that. I'm more of a morning person. So I like to do things all in the morning and then I like pass out in the evening, but trying to balance that as well. Yeah.
Gotcha.
What would be your suggestion for like just making sure that, your schedules are set up all right?
Well, what else goes on for you in the morning? What else gets in the way?
Just like working out. Yeah, not waking up early enough, I guess. Work starts around like 9:30, 10. So I'm always trying to like beat the clock and get up earlier than that. And then, yeah, no, I just really need to like also do things in the evening too. I just like the thing with me is I kind of like get tired and I'm not motivated to do things, especially with like the winter, everything's dark at like 4 p.m. over here. So yeah.
I totally hear that. I mean, I'm not going to suggest that you start trying to study in the evening because it's not your natural tendency. And it can be tougher to give it your all when you're tired, especially with winter coming. I don't want you to push yourself to study when you're not as likely to make it click in those moments. I'd rather you get more out of your mornings.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, no, I'll work on that. And working around my schedule, I'll try to fit more in the mornings. One question I had for you, I've been working on logic games a lot and I love the practice problems. I haven't been timing myself like for the first week. So I think I'm going to start timing myself going forward. But yeah, I wanted to know if there's like a better way to approach them or to review at the end. Like if you would recommend the review process to be anything different than that.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I mean, explanations can be useful, but I wouldn't want you to use them as a crutch. Yeah. I'd want you to use them to potentially guide you in seeing other ways you could have set up the game, other ways you could have gone about solving the questions, potentially by using previous work, potentially by doing the questions out of order, if that would serve you better. And then you can watch my explanation video and pause it and look at what you're doing and go back and forth and back and forth. You could watch the whole thing and then redo the game on your own. It's about whatever will serve you best there and figuring out specifically what are your habits in terms of potentially not making enough inferences up front, maybe not maximizing use of previous work. And so if you're noticing that one source like mine, for example, if I'm using previous work a lot and you didn't see how you could have, then that could be something to change. Or patterns in making the inferences up front. That could also be something to change.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Also, I've been trying to like keep along with, so you have like a whole bunch of videos and they're really nicely strung out on your website. I'm trying to like find the balance of like, okay, doing like the actual just like list of questions and problems and the outlines versus like doing my own of going through your videos. So I'm trying to see like what works best. I haven't really looked at your website too much. I've just been working off the worksheet basically this entire time. But would you recommend just also going through and dedicating like a significant amount of time to looking at the videos on your website as well?
Yeah, what I'd recommend there is watch the lesson videos on a particular topic or a particular question type and then do several problems of that type as listed out in the categorization.
Yeah.
So
gotcha.
The videos will give you frameworks. They'll give you concepts. They'll give you some demos of different applications and different review strategies. And then it's your job to go and do more practice to make it stick.
Definitely. Okay. I'll go ahead and do that. Yeah. I also want to join. I know that you have some interesting seminars and workshops in the evenings. So I'll be joining some of those this week. I didn't get to last week, unfortunately, but looking forward to some
of course.
those.
No, I hope to see you there. And that's a way that you can fit in study time in the evening where it's not requiring you to do a full section or feel like you need to do 10 or 20 questions. Watching a video or attending a session could be a way to engage that doesn't ask as much of you, where there's going to be a lot of potential failures simply due to the fact that you're tired. Instead, it could be a different way to connect where you're connecting with other students and you're also getting to ask your questions, but it's not challenging you where you need to take a lot of time to interpret difficult, dense text on your own. You'll get support from me and others in that process in the class.
Nice. Yeah, no, definitely. That sounds great.
What other questions do you have for me?
Yeah, so I've been mostly focusing on logic games right now. I haven't really got into focusing on logical reasoning or reading comprehension. And I'm sure you do have like tips and, ways to master reading comprehension. For me, it's really difficult because I worked as a paralegal for a while. And so everything about reading is just like, you have to be so meticulous. And so I just inherently and instinctually just read very slowly and read everything instead of, I don't know how to skim really well. And I was wondering if you had any tips for training yourself to skim better, or, basically to be able to capture and summarize information without spending too long on it.
Yeah, sure. You should definitely attend my deep dive sessions and watch the recordings of the previous ones, because that's what this is all about. It's about knowing where you can slow down and read in depth, and knowing where it wouldn't serve you to do that. Not all parts of the passage are equally important and deserve equal amounts of your attention at the outset. Some parts are giving you a roadmap of what's going to follow. Other parts are the details that follow that you can mentally flag to come back to later, but you don't need to get them in the moment.
Sweet. Where are your deep dive sessions on your website?
They're under the reading comprehension section of the course.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I haven't even touched that yet. I just started with the logic games. Yeah. Okay. So that's cool. Those are kind of the only things I had to ask you. Do you have any other pointers in general? I love your videos, by the way. So I'm so stoked to be doing this right now.
Awesome. I'm really glad to have you in the course, and I'm excited to have you in class. Just show up to class, definitely. Watch the recordings of the previous ones. The live sessions are my latest material. And so you'll see different strategies I'm trying out new ways of going about it, new ways of analyzing, new ways of engaging, different tools that you can use. And so they're a lot of fun. We've got one on reading comp tonight, actually.
Oh, cool. Okay. So I know I get daily emails from you, but how would I access those on your website? The links for tonight, for example.
Well, so the link for tonight's session will be sent out 1 hour prior. It was also sent out 2 days before. So 48 hours before and then 1 hour before. Again, as a reminder, you can just click the join link right there.
Yeah. And then all your old videos are just on your website as well. Too.
Yeah. All the classes, they're recorded and they're inside the course platform.
Sweet. Excited to continue learning.
Yeah. Fantastic. I'm excited to have you in the course and see you in class soon.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Steve.